So, the new Metro Boomin album for the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse film has dropped. Let's check it out. Sorry, I'm ill still. My brain isn't working. So, 50 minutes later and we are done. I guess let's just get right into it. So the first track, Annihilate, brings Sway Lee with a decent hook and chorus. Lil Wayne's verse, it almost sounds offbeat. You'll sort of see what I mean if you listen to it, but it's still okay. Offset's verse, a little bit better. But I do quite like the beat during all of the verses. The beat was taken away for most of Sway Lee's verse, so not as good. It's an alright intro, but I feel like the last minute of the song sort of lets it down. It needs another beat. Another verse with a beat. It just needs that. The second song starts off very strongly and sort of continues throughout. Because we've got Am I Dreaming? So it's sort of like a violin. Well, I'm assuming it's a violin, and it sounds really good. So on this track we have ASAP Rocky and Rosie or Rose, not too sure, but her singing is very good at the start, and when ASAP Rocky comes in with the beat, it sounds very good. The end of the track is maybe a little bit too repetitive, but otherwise it's quite solid. So next up we have All The Way Live, which brings Future and Lil Uzi Vert, and it's already off to a great start with the transition from the track before it. It's quite a simple track, but it's alright. I'm not a huge fan of the hook and the chorus because I think it's a bit too repetitive, and also I don't think the verses, I think the verses are a bit too short. I think they need to be longer. But yeah. So the next track, Danger, featuring Offset and JID, is one of the tracks that I was looking forward to the most. I'm happy to say I wasn't disappointed. Jid's verse, JID, whatever you want to call him, his verse is very good. And honestly, it carries the song. The chorus consists of 2 words, so bits are repetitive, and and Offset's verse at the start, it's just sort of okay, you know. So next up we have Hummingbird with James Blake, and basically he's a singer, is what I'm getting. I did a little bit of research. He's singing over the beat, and honestly it kind of works. The only sort of complaint I have about this song is that it's over 5 minutes long, so I got a little bit bored. However, the piano beat at the I think it was like the final minute, that's very good. Sounds very good. So then we move on to Cooling, which brings back Sway Lee. It features Nav as well, and also a boogie with the hoodie. Nav's verse is alright, to be fair. He flows over the beat pretty well, and a boogie's verse is even better. However, I'm not sure about the constant voice pitch switching. If you listen to it, you'll know what I mean by that. Sway Lee just did the chorus and it was a bit meh, so let's move on to the next song. So we got Silk and Cologne, which is a very different sound, but it's welcome. 8 is her singing's pretty good, and then Offset's verse on that is alright too. Link Up has several artists I haven't heard of and is also quite forgettable, so let's move on. Self Love with Coi Leray. She kind of talks like a robot in it, so I'm a bit unsure about this one too, but it's better than Link Up, so I'd say it's sort of okay, it's alright. Then we have Home with Don Toliver and Lil Uzi Vert. Don Toliver's bit is okay, but a bit repetitive, and then Lil Uzi Vert's flow is pretty good over the beat, and it sounds cool. So Non-Violent brings back James Blake and ASAP Rocky, and it welcomes 21 Savage to the album. This is a more relaxed track, as James Blake is a singer, and he sort of opens it up, and then ASAP Rocky's verse that follows it is pretty sick. 21 Savage brings more life to the track with his verse, and I quite like it. Next up we have Given Up, which brings back Don Toliver and 21 Savage, and also has 2 Chainz. It's alright, not much to say. Finally, Nas Morales with, you guessed it, Nas. Once again, it's sort of a different sounding track, and it sort of, I guess, sounds what a typical Nas track might sound like instead of a typical Metro Boomin one, and it's okay. He only really sort of raps for like the first half of it, and then the second half, honestly, I can't remember. But it's an okay outro. It's all right. So, in summary, I haven't got too much to say. I'm not gonna sort of pick out standout tracks because overall they were sort of just okay. It wasn't really, really, really good, but it wasn't really, really, really bad. You know, it's sort of just in the middle. But it was quite cool hearing like clips from the movie at the end of sort of most of the tracks. But one thing I do want to say about the end of the tracks as well, sort of leading up to them, there is a lot of space where it's just the beat, and most of the time I wouldn't mind that, but the beats in most of the cases the beats are sort of just a bit forgettable, you know. But otherwise, not too much to complain about. It's a solid album. I imagine it's probably got a decent replay value. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I guess let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll be able to watch the film soon.